Hello, and today we're going to be talking about how to code batch. This will be lesson 1 in a series. Batch is the language that Command Prompt speaks and was one of the first coding languages. It's very simple and a good language to start with. You can do a variety of different commands and make small programs. To start off, you normally would want to do @echo off. And of course, this is Notepad++. It is a coding environment. You can set your language. This is very helpful. Okay, @echo off pretty much turns off something that would echo the command. This is hard to understand for some people, but it's very simple when I explain it. This is your system. You type after it, and whatever you type, the command is echoed right here. Instead of just showing up here, it's echoed with this in front of it here. So we can change that by turning @echo off. That is very important. We can do customizable things like title, and we can set a title which will be shown up at the top of the window. For example, title Hello World. And now we're going to talk about colors. You can set colors, but you can't just type in red, green, or blue. You have to know the color language. So to get to this, you type in invalid colors, what I normally do. Anyways, this is the color chart. This is all your colors. So now, when typing in a color, the first number or letter is the background color. The second one is the text. We'll keep the normal background color and then do green text. Now, when you mark with a colon pretty much states a location, kind of like a cyber location in the code. So this location is going to be called home. So now, one of the most basic commands that there is to learn in batch is echo. Echo will pretty much state something that is declared afterwards. So, hello world. Alright, so now if we were to test this and see what it did, it would just crash because it would run through all this in under a split second and then it would have nowhere else to go. So that's when we would pause it, which just tells you to press any key to continue before it shuts down. So now, since I have my language set to batch, it will automatically save as a batch file, but if not, you just type .bat after it. So now, if we run this, hello world, press any key to continue, it has nowhere else to go, so it shuts down. Now we're going to make it do something. We're going to ask the user, what do you want me to do? Now we're going to have options. But instead of just having, you can't, okay, here's the thing. You can't click in command prompt. So you type in a letter or number and then enter. So now, 1. That means type in 1 to do this. Okay, so now, say hi 5 times. And then 2, dance. And then, of course, something simple like exit. So now we're going to set a variable. When using variables, how it works is when you type in something, you're setting the variables that. A variable is pretty much something that means something else that you set it to be. So if we do a set /p and then our variable name, I'm going to do opt, standing for options, and then whatever number they type in, it will make it so opt means one of these. So then we do an if statement. If %opt%, percent meaning it's a variable, equals 1, and then a command after it. And the reason this works is because this variable, if someone defined it to mean one of these, then it will do something. So we test all three of those, and the program is asking it, oh, which one of these did they set the variable as? So I know what to do. So now that we get that, we can type in a command. Go to, and then a location. We haven't made a location yet, so we're going to make one that we're going to make. This one will be called high. And now we can make another if statement. This second if statement will go to Dan's. And you don't want to use capitals. And then the third if statement, it will exit. Exit is a command. It's pretty self-explanatory. It will exit. So now, if we were to run this program right now, and we accidentally typed in something that wasn't 1, 2, or 3, the program would crash because it wouldn't know what to do. That's where this comes in. If not defined number, and then go to home. Because then if it does not detect the number, instead of exiting, it'll just stay where it is, at home. So now let's make some of these cyber locations. Hi. So now, I actually forgot to explain this. CLS. CLS will clear the text before it on the window so it doesn't look all messy. It's very important when you start a new location. Okay, so now, you go to do this high 5 times, but then you realize you want a pause between each one, but you don't want them to have to press any key to continue. That's where you would type ping local host -n, and then in seconds, I'd have to go with 2 because that's really like 1 second, because 1 isn't really something. So we set it to 2, and then null as seen there. So now we have to make it do that 5 times. Whoops. I'm just going to copy and paste this because there's no use in typing it over and over again. There's a mistake. There we go, 5 times. And then once it does that, pause, go to home. So now we need to make Dan's. I'm actually going to do like a figure animation really quick, and that will be changing when you press or when this changes. So I'm going to do that really quickly. You guys will probably catch on to what I'm doing, and I will be right back.